Hey gang, Chris Mihulka here. Today Blue and I are going to show you how to put flies on a rotator to get the best possible finish. How you put flies on the rotator is determined by the shape of the part that's coated with epoxy or whatever finish you're using. If you take a minnow impression like this and you put it horizontally on the rotator, you're going to get a drip that forms, and it's going to go all the way around, and it's going to give you a fat area on the body and possibly a bulge down here and a bulge down here. So what you want to do is you want to put it at a slight angle. As it rotates, the drip will run back and forth on the body as well as around. So we'll put that one on at a slight angle, about like that. If you're doing a fly that's long and skinny like a candlefish impression, same thing goes. If you put it horizontally, you're going to get bulges built up all the way around. But this one, you want the material to run back and forth more so you get a smooth, even coat. So instead of putting a slight angle like that, we're going to put this guy at about a 45, a pretty severe angle, so the coating will run back and forth. If you're doing something like a tarpon fly, once again where you've got a small skinny area, you want to keep him at a strong angle so it will run back and forth as it coats. Now when you're doing flat flies, like this little spoon fly, you would think that you would put it at a pretty severe angle like this to get the material to run back and forth, but you really got to keep it kind of flat because you want to build up a little bit more of a bulge in the middle. So that guy we're going to put on at a very slight angle, about like that. Now when you get to flies that don't have a hook on them, such as this candlefish, you can do this two ways. You can use a clip, and after you coat the head in epoxy and you want to be perfectly round, you want this guy to rotate horizontally. So you put the clip on him and stick him in your rotator so he goes around perfectly horizontally. Now, if you happen to have a rotator with clips on it, or an adapter where you have clips such as this, no need for the alligator clip there. We can take this guy and put him directly on the rotator in a horizontal position like that. And he'll go around, and that will form a nice round bead around the head. Now the other thing that you can do when you have a clip type rotator like this is I like to put epoxy finishes on the eyes, on like lead dumbbell eyes. This one, if you put him on a rotator and he rotated like this and the epoxy went around this way, it would tend to droop and move around onto the hackle pliers that are holding him. So strangely enough, if you're doing eyeballs, you want to rotate them this way, because the bubble will tend to stay on top. When it's here, the bubble will be sitting on top. When it's here, it will be hanging. And it doesn't really spend enough time in this position for it to run around. So you want to make sure you put it end over end like that. So we're just going to clip this guy on that way and let him go end over end. That's how you do different finishes to get different finishes to turn up and set on epoxy on a rotator to give you a nice smooth finish on all your patterns. Hey there, Chris Mihulka here. Stop, that's you, idiot.